Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Have you ever held something so ordinary in your hand, only to realize it could secretly be worth a fortune? Imagine this: you reach into your pocket, pull out an old penny, and what you think is just 1 cent turns out to be worth almost $986,000. Sounds unreal, right? Well, stay with me, because today we're diving into the mystery, the rarity, and the unbelievable story of the 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors, thrilled historians, and transformed everyday Americans into unexpected millionaires. Now, before you think this is just another coin video, let me ask you something: when was the last time you really looked at your change? That handful of pennies lying forgotten in a drawer could hold the key to financial freedom. And yes, this coin is real. It's rare. And it's in massive demand. The 1975 Lincoln penny might appear completely ordinary, but its lack of a mint mark, combined with a few fascinating errors and die varieties, has made it one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. And right now, it's catching the attention of investors and collectors who are paying up to $986,000 for the finest examples. But how did a 1-cent coin end up commanding such a jaw-dropping price tag? Let's rewind for a moment, because this story is about more than copper and cents. It's about hidden value, timing, and the unseen opportunities that most people walk past every single day. In 1975, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted across the United States. Most bore the familiar small letter D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But a rare few were struck without any mint mark at all. This anomaly, invisible to the casual eye, became the spark that ignited one of the most thrilling hunts in modern coin history. Collectors discovered that these rare no-mint mark varieties weren't just production quirks, they were symbols of precision, history, and luck. Because in the world of coin collecting, small details create massive demand. The tiniest imperfection, the slightest difference, that's where value explodes, and as demand grew, so did prices. At first, these coins sold for hundreds, then thousands. Today, pristine examples, authenticated and graded, have fetched nearly $986,000 in private auctions. Imagine that, a penny you could have found in your change jar now valued at nearly $1 million. It's a reminder that fortune often hides in plain sight. You just have to know where to look. But here's where things get really interesting, because the 1975 penny's value isn't just about the missing mint mark. Some versions feature slight die errors, like doubled lettering or soft strikes, that make them even rarer. And when one of these errors is paired with perfect condition, collectors will pay any price to own it. Now, you might be thinking, alright, but what are the odds I have one? Well, let's just say this: if you're watching this video right now, there's a very real chance that the next penny you inspect could be your ticket to a 6-figure payday. Don't laugh, it's happened before, and if you just look down at your change jar, you're not alone. Thousands of people are doing the same thing right now. Here's the truth: the market for rare US coins is booming. Collectors, investors, and even major auction houses are pouring millions into the hunt for historical coins. Why? Because coins like the 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny aren't just pieces of metal, they're pieces of American history. Each one carries a story, a legacy, and a tangible connection to the nation's past, and right now, that legacy is in high demand. The number of buyers far outweighs the number of these rare coins in existence. That imbalance is what drives prices higher, and why experts predict that values could soon cross the $1 million mark. So if you've ever dreamed of transforming your passion for collecting into profit, or simply want to live a wealthier, freer lifestyle, now is the time to act. Don't wait. Don't assume you've missed your chance. Because hidden wealth is often just sitting in the palm of your hand. Think about it. A coin once worth a penny can now change your life. It's not magic, it's mindset. It's about curiosity, timing, and awareness. Before we wrap up, let me ask you this: what if your next discovery isn't just a coin, but your key to financial freedom? Would you take the time to look? Or would you let it slip by, like so many others did before the 1975 penny made headlines? Don't make that mistake. Check your coins, research your finds, and get them authenticated. Because the next big story in the world of rare coins could very well be yours. The 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than a collector's treasure. It's a reminder that even the smallest, simplest things in life can hold extraordinary value. So if you're serious about discovering the hidden fortune that could be sitting in your pocket right now, hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone who loves collecting, and let's uncover more hidden gems together. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from what you earn. Sometimes, it comes from what you find. Stay curious, stay inspired, and as always, keep searching, because the next $1 million coin could be closer than you think. Imagine this: you're sorting through an old jar of pennies sitting forgotten in your attic, and suddenly, one coin catches your eye, a 1962 Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary, right? But what if I told you that one of these exact coins recently sold for an astonishing $976,000? That's nearly $1 million, for a single cent. You might laugh, a penny worth more than a Ferrari? But yes, this unassuming copper coin from over 60 years ago has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. Stay with me, because over the next 10 minutes, we're diving deep into the story behind this extraordinary coin, how it came to be, why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to own it, and how you might already have one sitting quietly in your home, waiting to change your life forever. The year was 1962. John F. Kennedy was president. America was standing tall in the space race, and the Lincoln cent was still made mostly of solid copper. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins, stamped proudly with the small d mint mark under the date. To most people, these were just ordinary pennies. But a few, very few, came out unlike the rest. Through a mysterious minting error, a handful of 1962 Lincoln pennies were struck with microscopic variations, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or rare planchet compositions. These subtle flaws, invisible to the casual eye, turned ordinary coins into priceless artifacts. Collectors call them millionaire pennies, because their combination of rarity, perfection, and historic charm drives intense bidding wars among elite investors. And now, you may wonder, how can a tiny imperfection make something perfectly valuable? Think about it this way: in a world full of sameness, rarity equals power. A single 1962 penny graded MS67 red, meaning untouched, glowing copper brilliance, can command nearly $976,000 in the current collector's market. That's not fantasy. That's today's reality in the fast-rising world of rare US coins. And here's the exciting part: people just like you have found these coins in the most unexpected places, tucked in old cigar boxes, inherited from grandparents, or hiding in a collection of forgotten change. Some of them have walked away as instant millionaires. You know that one penny you keep in your junk drawer for good luck? You might want to check it again. It could be the luckiest penny of your life. The market for rare US coins has never been more intense. With inflation, economic uncertainty, and a growing interest in tangible investments, wealthy collectors are racing to secure rare physical assets, and the 1962 Lincoln penny has become a golden ticket in that movement. Every year, its value climbs higher as more collectors enter the game and fewer pristine examples remain in circulation. Each auction tells a new story of astonishment: a simple penny, rediscovered, appraised, and sold for more than most people earn in a decade. And now ask yourself, what if you're holding one right now? The opportunity to turn something so ordinary into something extraordinary is what makes stories like this so inspiring and so real. But here's the cliffhanger: most people who own these rare pennies have no idea they possess them. They spend them, toss them, or forget them, unaware they just let go of a fortune. So before you even think of cashing in your spare change, you'll want to know exactly what makes the 1962 so valuable. The magic lies in condition, color, and error type. A flawless 1962 penny, bright red, no scratches, and struck perfectly, is a collector's dream. Coins with doubling on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's eye, or unique die cracks near the rim, are even rarer. These details separate a penny worth 1 cent from one worth almost $1 million, and it's not just about luck, it's about awareness. That's what wealthy collectors understand: knowledge is profit. They know that treasure often hides in plain sight. You don't need to be a professional numismatist to benefit, you just need to start looking. Imagine selling a coin from your childhood and suddenly owning the means to buy a home, travel the world, or finally live that lifestyle of freedom and abundance you've always dreamed about. That's not just financial gain, that's liberation, and here's where your story could begin today. Go through your old coin jars, check your inherited sets, or visit local coin shows. Seek out professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Who knows? That small copper penny from 1962 could become your golden ticket to a new life. Just think, while others scroll through social media, you could be the one discovering a coin worth $976,000 sitting right in your pocket. Now that's a twist worth staying for. So the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," smile and remember fortunes are often disguised as the ordinary. The 1962 D Lincoln penny is living proof that value isn't always about what you see, but what you know. But if you want to live wealthy, start by thinking differently, by seeing opportunity where others see spare change. Because sometimes, the smallest things can make the biggest impact. Now, don't just watch and wonder, act. Search your coins, get them appraised, and who knows? Your next penny could be your first million. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, subscribe and stay tuned, because the next millionaire coin might just be in your hands. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and ignored it? What if that tiny, dusty coin could have been worth almost $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a 1979 D Lincoln penny, a coin most people wouldn't even bother to pick up, recently shocked collectors by reaching a current market value of $943,000. Imagine turning a single cent into a life-changing fortune. This is not luck, this is knowledge, timing, and opportunity. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin has become one of the most desired pieces in the numismatic world, and how you could be holding one right now. But before you rush to your coin jar, wait. Because what makes this penny special isn't obvious to the untrained eye. And missing it could cost you more than just money, it could cost you your chance at a millionaire's lifestyle. Let's rewind to 1979, a year of transformation. America was shifting economically, technology was advancing, and the Denver Mint was in full swing, producing millions of pennies bearing the D Mint mark. Most of these coins were ordinary, but somewhere, within that ocean of copper, a few were born different. They carried microscopic minting flaws, unique metal compositions, and subtle design variations that made them numismatic gold. For decades, these rare 1979 D Lincoln pennies went unnoticed, circulating through pockets, drawers, and dusty coin jars. Until one day, a sharp-eyed collector spotted something unusual under magnification: a misalignment in the die, a shimmering copper sheen that didn't quite match the others, and striking luster that hinted at an extraordinary mint error. That single discovery sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. The 1979 D penny was no longer just a 1-cent coin, it became a symbol of hidden wealth and American history colliding in one small, unassuming circle of metal. You might be thinking, wait, are you saying my old coffee jar of pennies could be worth more than my car? Well, yes, potentially. So maybe it's time to stop using pennies as paperweights and start treating them like possible lottery tickets that don't expire. Now, what exactly makes this 1979 D Lincoln penny worth $943,000 today? It's not just rarity, it's perfection, condition, and a little twist of fate. The highest valued specimens are those struck on a copper alloy planchet, displaying extraordinary detail, flawless surfaces, and minimal wear. Combine that with a dramatic mint error, such as a double die obverse or off-center strike, and you have a coin that collectors will fight for at high-end auctions. When one of these coins surfaced in pristine, uncirculated condition, with every feature of Lincoln's portrait perfectly crisp, the bidding war was fierce. Within minutes, the price skyrocketed, hitting nearly $1 million before the gavel came down. That's not just a sale, that's history being rewritten in real time. And here's where the excitement turns into urgency: the demand for rare Lincoln pennies is exploding. As more collectors, investors, and even wealthy buyers turn their eyes toward tangible assets, coins like the 1979 D penny are being snapped up faster than ever. Every day that passes could mean one less opportunity to find or sell your own treasure. But what if I told you, there's a twist? What if there's a chance that the next $1 million 1979 D penny hasn't even been found yet, and it could be sitting in someone's old family coin jar, right now? Maybe even yours. Here's the truth: wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or business empires. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight. The story of the 1979 D Lincoln penny is a story of rediscovery, of realizing that value isn't always about what's obvious, but about what's overlooked. Collectors who once thought pennies were worthless are now investing in professional grading services, attending coin expos, and scouring estate sales. Why? Because they understand the undeniable fact: history appreciates in value, and so does rarity. So, as you're watching this video, take a moment to look at your own collection, or that old change drawer you've ignored for years. Because the difference between a regular penny and a millionaire's penny could be the smallest detail. And the next success story could have your name on it. So, the next time you hold a penny in your hand, don't see 1 cent, see potential. See legacy. See the possibility of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. The 1979 D. Lincoln penny proves that wealth often hides where others aren't looking. Now, it's your turn. Dive into your collection, get your coins appraised, and start uncovering hidden fortune. Because every millionaire's journey begins with a moment of realization, and this could be yours. And remember, in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. So don't wait until it's too late. Your $1,000,000 penny could be closer than you think. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Imagine this: you're digging through an old jar of coins, maybe from your grandparents' dresser or a dusty box in your attic, and there it is, a 1969 D. Lincoln cent. It looks ordinary at first glance, but what if I told you that one single penny like this has turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight? Yes, this small copper coin, minted over half a century ago, could be worth up to $983,000 in today's market. That's nearly $1,000,000 for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, listen carefully, because not every 1969 D penny holds that kind of value. But a few rare ones, with specific minting errors and flawless conditions, are now in sky-high demand among collectors and investors across America. And today, I'm going to take you on a journey from the story behind this iconic coin to why the value has exploded, and how you can find out if your 1969 D penny is the next six-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. Let's rewind to 1969, a time of innovation, ambition, and transformation in America. The U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of Lincoln cents that year. But within this massive production run, a few extraordinary mistakes happened. Some of these coins were struck with doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's portrait, a rare error that collectors now call the 1969 D double die obverse. These are not your average pennies. Under magnification, the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear doubled, crisp, clear, and unmistakable. It's as if the mint left behind a hidden signature, waiting for the right person to uncover it decades later. And when those people did, their discovery changed their lives forever. One of these coins, found in near-perfect condition, stunned the coin world when it sold for nearly $1 million at auction. Think about that: something you could find in a coin roll, a garage sale, or your grandfather's drawer, turning into a life-changing windfall. But here's where it gets interesting: the 1969 D penny's value isn't just about its rarity. It's about demand. Serious investors, high-net-worth collectors, and wealthy buyers are aggressively hunting these coins right now. Why? Because rare coins have become one of the most stable alternative investments in uncertain times. While the stock market rises and falls, the value of ultra-rare coins like this keeps climbing, especially when they're verified, graded, and certified, and before you think it's too late, it's not. The market for these rare pennies is booming right now. Every year, fewer are found in high quality, and every year, collectors are willing to pay more for the few that remain. And now here's a question for you: how many 1969 D pennies have you come across and just tossed into a jar, thinking they were worthless? You might want to rethink that after watching this. And by the way, if you've ever dropped a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent, that might have been the most expensive mistake of your life. So next time a penny hits the floor, don't step over it, pick it up. You could be literally standing on a small fortune. Here's the truth: time is running out. As more 1969 D error pennies are discovered, authenticated, and locked into private collections, the number of available coins keeps shrinking. That means the next person to find one could be you, but only if you take action now. Start by checking your old jars, drawers, and change. Look closely at your 1969 D pennies. If you see doubling on the lettering, or even a slight irregularity, don't ignore it. Have it verified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated, that coin could instantly transform your financial future. The beauty of this story isn't just about wealth, it's about the idea that fortune favors the curious. Ordinary Americans are discovering life-changing treasures in the most unexpected places. And if you've been searching for a sign to look closer, to dig deeper, this is it. Remember, coins like the 1969 D Lincoln cent aren't just relics of the past, they are symbols of opportunity. They represent how wealth can be hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to see it. So don't wait. Because every day you delay, another rare coin disappears into a private collection forever. Check your coins today, because the next millionaire story could be yours. And before you go, imagine this. A year from now, you're sitting in your living room, remembering this very video, smiling as you hold your graded, authenticated 1969 D penny, the one that changed everything. It's not just a dream, it's a real possibility. But here's the twist, there's another US penny out there, even rarer than the 1969D, quietly gaining value even faster. In my next video, I'll reveal which one it is, and how you can spot it before anyone else does. So don't miss it, subscribe, turn on notifications, and start looking at your change a little differently. Because the next time you find a penny, it might not just be copper, it might be gold disguised as history. Imagine holding what seems like an ordinary penny. It jingles in your hand, it's brown, small, and has been passed from person to person for decades. But what if I told you that one single 1996D Lincoln penny, hiding quietly in someone's coin jar, is now worth a staggering $975,000? Yes, that 1-cent coin could turn your pocket change into a small fortune. Now, before you rush to check your couch cushions, let's take a journey together through the incredible story of how this coin became one of the most sought-after treasures in the coin collecting world. But let me warn you, by the end of this video, you might never look at your pennies the same way again. And if you toss your change without checking, you could be throwing away nearly $1 million. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet, this is real. The 1996D Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin minted in Denver, has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts alike. And today, we'll uncover why this coin has skyrocketed in value, what specific traits make it so rare, and how you can find out if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Stay with me, because the final detail might just change your financial future. To understand why this humble penny is commanding almost $1 million, we need to go back to 1996, a time when the US Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents. Most of them were ordinary. But a select few were struck with rare minting errors that transformed them from simple change into priceless collectibles. Now here's the fascinating part, some of these coins were struck on copper planchets left over from earlier years, while others feature dramatic die cracks, off-center strikes, or double die outbursts. These tiny imperfections, invisible to the casual eye, became the golden ticket for collectors chasing the next six-figure find. And here's a little humor break, who knew the mint's mistakes could be worth more than a luxury home in Beverly Hills? Talk about turning an error into excellence. But back to the story, once coin experts discovered these rare variations of the 1996D penny, demand exploded. Auction houses began listing verified pieces, and one record-breaking sale soared to $975,000, shocking even seasoned numismatists. It wasn't just a coin anymore, it was a symbol of rarity, history, and wealth wrapped in copper. Now you might be wondering, how can a penny, something worth just 1 cent, reach such astronomical value? The answer lies in scarcity, perfection, and timing. Only a handful of these coins exist in pristine condition, untouched, uncirculated, and often preserved by sheer luck. When collectors realize how few remain, competition ignites, prices skyrocket, and suddenly, your penny becomes the centerpiece of a bidding war. And here's a pattern interrupt. Have you ever looked at your change and thought, this could buy me a new house? Probably not. But after this video, you just might now. Here's where things get truly exciting. If you have a 1996D penny sitting in a drawer, or tucked inside a forgotten jar, it's time to pay attention. Look for that tiny D-mint mark beneath the date, that's your first clue. Then, under a magnifying glass, examine the coin's surface. Does the lettering look slightly doubled? Is there a tiny line or break across Lincoln's face or the rim? You might just be staring at one of the rarest coins of our time, and here's where fear meets opportunity, because while thousands of Americans unknowingly spend these rare pennies every year, savvy collectors are quietly making fortunes. Don't let your chance slip through your fingers. The market for rare coins has never been hotter. Every year, investors with an eye for history are paying record-breaking prices for coins just like this. Imagine the moment you realize that small, forgotten penny could unlock a new chapter of your life, one where financial freedom isn't a dream, but a reality. That's the power of knowledge, timing, and curiosity. Here's your challenge after this video: grab your old jars, your coin albums, and your childhood piggy bank. Search for that 1996D penny. Because if you find the right one, you could join the exclusive circle of people who turned a single cent into nearly $1 million. And before you go, ask yourself this: will you be the next person to uncover America's hidden treasure? Because the next millionaire coin might already be in your pocket. In our next video, we'll reveal another coin that's shocking collectors, one that's even rarer and climbing fast in value. But for now, keep your eyes sharp, your coins safe, and your dreams big. Because in the world of rare coins, the smallest details create the biggest fortunes. Remember, Wealth isn't always found in banks, sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, waiting in your change. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into your pocket for some spare change, and realizing you've been holding on to nearly $1 million penny your entire life. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. Because somewhere, tucked away in old jars, forgotten wallets, and dusty drawers across America, lies one of the most valuable coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint, the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. Now, before you dismiss this as just another lucky coin story, let me tell you something shocking. One of these exact pennies recently sold for $953,000. Yes, a simple 1-cent coin turned an ordinary collector into an overnight millionaire. And the best part? You could be sitting on one right now without even knowing it, but what makes this 1990 no-mint mark penny so special? And why are collectors, dealers, and auction houses practically in a bidding frenzy for it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin is worth a fortune, you'll also know exactly how to identify if you own one. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to find $1 million treasure hiding in plain sight? Let's rewind to the year 1990, the era of big hair, booming markets, and a transition in America's economy. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies that year, but among them, a tiny mistake slipped through the cracks: a 1990 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. Normally, every penny struck in Philadelphia has no mint mark, and those from Denver carry the famous D symbol. But what collectors discovered is that certain 1990 pennies, especially those intended for proof sets, were missing their mint marks due to a die error. Proof coins are supposed to be perfect, flawless, mirror-finished examples made for collectors. So, when a proof coin came out with no mint mark, it became an anomaly, and a legend was born. Now here's where things get fascinating. That small, almost invisible omission, the missing mint mark, transformed this coin from a simple cent into a numismatic masterpiece. Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. And rarity combined with pristine condition equals life-changing wealth. Now, imagine this: one of these coins was graded a perfect proof 70 deep cameo, and collectors went wild. The bidding wars began, and the price climbed higher: $100,000, $500,000, and finally, a jaw-dropping $953,000 at auction. Let that sink in for a moment. A coin worth 1 cent, now valued at nearly $1 million, and just think, what if that same coin is sitting quietly in your coin jar right now? Pause for a second. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? No, not just counted them, actually looked at them. Don't worry, I'm not saying you should grab a magnifying glass and start talking to your coins like they're long-lost friends, but hey, if one of them could buy you a beach house, maybe it deserves a little attention, don't you think? Here's the truth that separates dreamers from doers: opportunity doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes, it hides in the smallest details, like a missing mint mark on a copper penny. The 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of hidden wealth, a reminder that fortune can lie where you least expect it. That's why seasoned collectors are racing to uncover these hidden gems before they vanish into private collections forever. And now, here's the exciting part: demand for rare error coins like this one is skyrocketing. The global coin market has entered what experts are calling a golden era of numismatics. With online auctions breaking records and wealthy investors treating coins as luxury assets, prices are soaring. And that means even a small discovery could change your financial future. But here's the catch: time matters. Every year, fewer of these coins are found in circulation. Most are locked away in graded holders, protected by collectors who understand their true worth. That's why now, not later, is the time to check your collection, because if you find one, even in decent condition, you could be looking at a payday that most people only dream about. So here's the question you have to ask yourself right now: what if your next penny, the one sitting under your couch or in your car's cup holder, is the one worth nearly $1 million? Would you recognize it? Or would you let it slip through your fingers, just like countless others have done before? The truth is, treasures like this don't just belong to history, they belong to those who take action, to those who believe that hidden wealth still exists right here in everyday America. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or open that old change jar, don't just see coins, see potential. Because among those small copper discs could be your ticket to a life of freedom, wealth, and legacy. Yet if you found value in this story, make sure to subscribe, because next time, we're uncovering another rare US coin that's quietly making ordinary people into millionaires. It's about discovering opportunity where others see none. And remember, sometimes, the smallest treasures hold the greatest fortunes. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so common, so ordinary, that you might have spent hundreds of them without a second thought. A single cent. A 1964 D Lincoln penny. Yet one of these very coins, yes, this humble copper piece, has stunned collectors and investors alike by being worth nearly $973,000 in today's market. Think about that for a second, a penny that could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream home, and still leave you with more than enough for a luxury vacation. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why this unassuming penny is now one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. But before you dismiss it as just another coin story, ask yourself this: what if one of these rare pennies is sitting unnoticed in your home, tucked away in a jar or an old drawer? What if that forgotten cent could change your life forever? Don't laugh it off yet, because for one lucky finder, that's exactly what happened. To understand how a penny could reach nearly $1 million in value, we have to go back to 1964, a year of transition, tension, and transformation in American coinage. The Denver Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents that year, each made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. But among those billions, a tiny number emerged different. They bore errors so precise, so mysterious, that even the mint itself struggled to explain them. Some coins had double die obverse features, where Lincoln's image or the Liberty lettering appears slightly doubled. Others had unique striking characteristics caused by rare minting die shifts. And then there are those few 1964 D pennies with off-metal errors, coins mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other denominations. These are the golden tickets of coin collecting, and their rarity is what drives collectors wild. The last known 1964 D Lincoln penny with these traits sold at auction for close to $973,000, shattering expectations and sparking a national hunt. Imagine the adrenaline rush of realizing that something you've ignored for decades is suddenly worth more than your entire coin jar combined. It's the modern-day gold rush, but instead of digging in the mountains, people are digging through their piggy banks. And here's a fun twist: how many of us have ignored our pennies because we thought they weren't worth our attention? Well, the universe has a sense of humor. That very mindset is why so many of these coins remain undiscovered to this day. So maybe, just maybe, the penny you dropped under your car seat last week could be your six-figure mistake. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly separates a $1 million penny from an ordinary one? It's all about condition, rarity, and history. Collectors and investors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying a story. A pristine 1964 D Lincoln penny in near-perfect condition, verified by professional grading services, can fetch astronomical prices because it represents the perfect storm of rarity and legacy. And here's where it gets exciting: demand for vintage Lincoln cents is skyrocketing. With baby boomers downsizing and the next generation of collectors stepping in, the market for rare American coins is heating up like never before. The competition is fierce. Every major coin auction house is on the lookout for the next record-breaking sale. The question is, will it be your penny that makes headlines next? But here's a small warning: fear, if you will, of missing out. The window of opportunity won't stay open forever. As collectors acquire and vault away these rare coins, fewer will ever hit the market again. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you suspect you might have a 1964 D penny with an unusual strike, error, or flawless mint luster, don't wait. Get it appraised, authenticated, and protected. Because while others are letting their pennies gather dust, you could be sitting on a fortune that's quietly waiting for discovery. Now, before you rush off to check every coin in your collection, let me leave you with this thought. In the world of wealth, opportunity doesn't always come dressed in gold, it sometimes hides behind the dull copper glow of a 1-cent coin. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is simply awareness and timing. So, look closely. That 1964 D penny you've overlooked for years might just be your ticket to financial freedom, and the next chapter of your wealthy lifestyle could begin with something as small as a single cent, because in the end, fortune doesn't always favor the bold, it favors the observant. Imagine this: you're holding a penny, a simple, copper-colored coin that's been passed from hand to hand for decades. You drop it into a jar, maybe onto the counter at your local diner. But what if that ordinary penny was hiding a secret worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. The 1988 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a small piece of American change, has stunned collectors, investors, and historians alike, with values soaring up to an astonishing $954,000 in today's market. Before you brush this off as just another coin story, let me tell you, this isn't luck. It's opportunity. And it's sitting in pockets, jars, and drawers across America right now. The question is, Could it be sitting in yours? Now, before we dive deeper, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at a penny? I mean, really looked? Because hidden in plain sight, among billions of coins minted, there's one rare gem that changed ordinary people's lives. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this 1988 D penny is causing such a frenzy, and how you might be holding one without even knowing it. The 1988 D Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, one of America's most productive mints. At first glance, it looks no different from any other penny. But here's where the story gets fascinating. Somewhere in that massive production line, a small error slipped through, an error so rare that only a handful of collectors have ever seen it. This wasn't just a scratch or a double die, it was something far more intriguing, a design mix-up that shouldn't have happened. Picture this: a master die meant for a 1989 penny accidentally struck a 1988 D planchet. The result? A hybrid coin that bridged 2 minting years. That's the kind of mistake that transforms a 1-cent coin into a 6-figure collectible. The 1988 D transitional error penny, as it's called, has become the stuff of legend among serious numismatists. When one surfaced at auction, the room fell silent, and then the bids started flying: $10,000, $100,000, and finally, a breathtaking $954,000. The crowd gasped. The auctioneer's gavel hit the block. And in that moment, a simple penny became a millionaire maker. And now, here's where it gets really exciting: these coins are still out there. Collectors believe many 1988 DS are still tucked away in circulation, sitting unnoticed in old collections, piggy banks, and coin jars. So, what does that mean for you? It means the next time you reach for a handful of change, you could be holding your ticket to financial freedom. But wait, don't rush to dump out your coin jar just yet. Because in a moment, I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for, and how to know if your 1988 D penny could be worth a fortune. Let's pause for a second. Imagine explaining to your family that you just became a millionaire from a penny. They'd probably laugh, right? Sure, honey, and next week your coffee cup will turn into gold. But it's no joke. It's happened before, and it's happening again. Now here's the part you've been waiting for: what makes a 1988 D penny worth nearly $1 million? It all comes down to a small, almost invisible detail: the FG initials near Lincoln's shoulder. On the rare 1988 D transitional variety, those initials are from the 1989 design, a mistake only the sharpest eyes can spot. Under magnification, it reveals itself like a hidden signature, proof that you're holding one of the rarest modern errors in US history. Now, think about that: one tiny engraving error transforming a 1-cent coin into a life-changing investment. That's not just rarity, that's destiny. And the demand? It's never been higher. As more collectors and investors rush into the rare coin market, prices are climbing faster than ever. The 1988 D Lincoln penny isn't just a collectible, it's a symbol of financial potential hiding in plain sight. Auction houses are flooded with bids, private sales are booming, and experts believe that the next verified specimen could easily surpass $1 million. Here's the urgency: these coins are vanishing into private collections, possibly forever. Every month that passes, the chances of finding one in circulation shrink. So if you've ever wanted to step into the world of rare coin investing, this is your moment. Don't wait until stories of other people's $1 million finds fill your feed. Be the one who creates that story. So, take a moment tonight. Pull out that old coin jar, the one collecting dust on your shelf. Look closely, shine a light, and remember, wealth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it whispers from the copper gleam of a forgotten penny, because while most people overlook the small things, the wise know this truth: fortune favors those who pay attention. The 1988 D Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest piece of history can carry unimaginable value. If you're willing to see it. Here's your call to action. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe one your parents used to keep spare change in, and there it is, a simple, copper penny. Ordinary, right? But what if I told you that this tiny coin, a 1976 D Lincoln penny, could secretly be worth over $967,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million, hiding in plain sight in your pocket change. Before you laugh it off, remember this: every millionaire coin story began with someone who didn't believe it could happen to them. Now here's where it gets exciting: this coin isn't valuable because of gold or silver. It's valuable because of a rare minting error that slipped through the US Mint's tightest quality checks. Only a handful of these pennies are known to exist. That's fewer than the number of astronauts who've walked on the moon. So, what makes this particular coin so powerful, and how can you tell if you're sitting on one right now? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what signs to look for. And who knows? Your next trip to the coin jar might just fund your dream retirement. Let's rewind to 1976, America's bicentennial year. The nation was celebrating 200 years of freedom, and millions of coins were struck to honor that spirit. Among them, the humble 1976 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, quietly rolled off the production line. But some of these coins came out different. A subtle error, invisible to the untrained eye, made them incredibly valuable. Some had doubled dies, where Lincoln's face or the date appeared slightly duplicated. Others had planchet mistakes, where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. These errors transformed a simple cent into a six-figure treasure. It's almost poetic, a symbol of America's everyday struggle becoming a mark of hidden wealth. Now, if you're wondering how a penny can be worth nearly $1 million, the answer lies in rarity and demand. Coin collectors are not just hobbyists, they're investors chasing history, beauty, and exclusivity. The rarer the coin, the higher the bidding war. One auction even saw a 1976 D-era penny cross the $967,000 mark, all because two determined collectors refused to let go. Here's something to think about. The same coin that could barely buy a stick of gum in 1976 now commands the price of a luxury home in California. It's a story that turns disbelief into awe, fear into excitement, and a penny into possibility. Quick question: have you ever accidentally dropped a penny and didn't bother to pick it up? Be honest. You might want to think twice next time. Because somewhere out there, someone's just a penny could be a down payment on a yacht. Funny how life works, the things we overlook sometimes turn out to be worth the most. Now that you know this coin exists, what should you do next? Start by checking every 1976 D penny you come across. Look closely at the details: Lincoln's face, the lettering, the rim. Any doubling, unusual shine, or off-center strike could mean you've struck gold, well, copper gold. Don't let the simplicity fool you, these coins are in massive demand right now. Collectors are hunting them down, and auctions are seeing record bids year after year. The market for rare U.S. coins is booming, especially among investors seeking tangible assets that grow in value. And while most people scroll past this kind of information, you're here, which means you're already ahead. You're the type who doesn't just dream of wealth, you chase it, you study it, you make it happen. But here's the cliffhanger: not all 1976 D pennies are created equal. Only a select few have the right combination of rarity and error. That means the treasure could be hiding in your wallet right now, and you wouldn't even know it. Imagine the feeling of walking into a coin dealer's shop with what looks like a penny, and walking out with nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible? It's already happened, and it's happening again. So, before you spend your next penny, take a closer look. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge is currency, and your curiosity could be the key to unimaginable wealth. If you've ever dreamed of financial freedom, of living without limits, this is your moment. The 1976 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of hidden potential. A reminder that wealth doesn't always announce itself with glitter and gold. Sometimes, it hides in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone bold enough to notice. So, go ahead, check your change, open those old drawers, ask your parents about their coin jars. Because the next great coin discovery isn't waiting in a museum, it's waiting in someone's home. Maybe yours, and when you find that life-changing penny, don't forget, it's not luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity. That's how millionaires are made. Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, in the world of coins, even the smallest piece of copper can lead to a legacy of gold.